If you've decided to have an outdoor family photo shoot, one of the first questions you may well have is when the best time of year to book your photo shoot is. We're very lucky to have 4 very distinct seasons, which give us 4 very distinct backdrops, from the daffodils and bluebells and blossom that we see in spring, all the way through to the soft, misty light that we get in the winter. So with this in mind, and 4 different seasons to choose from, which is the best time of year for your family photo shoot? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain which the best months of the year are for outdoor family photographs and what you can expect from a shoot in each season. So, although the weather can be slightly unpredictable in this country, and the seasons do come at slightly different times each year, the best times for outdoor family photographs in the UK are usually between March and November. By March, the weather has usually started to warm up after the winter, and it's warm enough for us to spend a couple of hours outside comfortably having your photo shoot. By the time we reach Christmas, the temperature has usually started to drop again, and being outside for that period of time may not be so comfortable. So does this mean that winter is a bad time for outdoor family photos? Well, actually, because the weather is colder, winter is a less popular time for outdoor family photos. But there are some great benefits to having your photographs taken outdoors in the winter. First of all, during the winter, the light is generally softer, the sun is lower in the sky for more of the day, and that beautiful soft light is exactly what photographers are looking for when it comes to taking your outdoor photos. Second, there are some locations that really lend themselves well to winter photography. For example, you might want to head into central London and have a Christmas photo shoot around lots of the Christmas outdoor attractions that are there. And that's something you can only do in the winter, and that wouldn't look quite the same if it was in the middle of summer. And lastly, the winter weather does lend itself to wearing lots of layers and textures, such as nice woolly scarves and hats, nice coats, and that can add a lot of interest and a pop of colour to your photos too. If you do decide to have an outdoor photo shoot in the winter, then depending on the age of your children, it may be wise to spend some of the time having the photo shoot at home too. So if you have a baby who's under 6 months, then I definitely recommend we spend some of the time at home so they're not outdoors for very long periods. Equally, if your children are quite young, say preschoolers, then they may be more comfortable if we spend some of the time at home and some of the time outdoors too. So moving on from winter to the springtime, and spring is a really popular time of year for an outdoor family photo shoot. And there's good reason for that. In the spring, we see daffodils, bluebells, blossom, magnolia, early blooming wisteria. There's really a lot to celebrate in the spring. And if you'd like to capture all of that spring colour, then I usually recommend booking a photo shoot sometime from mid-March right the way through to the beginning of May. During this time, there's always something in bloom. And if there's something specific that you'd like to see in bloom, then it's worth having a chat with your photographer, as they'll probably have a good knowledge of what comes into bloom when, and when the best time to schedule your shoot is for. One of the most popular things that families like to be photographed in the spring for me is bluebells. And for these, I recommend booking your shoot at the end of April or the beginning of May. These are generally the times when bluebells come into bloom each year. And if you want to be sure that you can capture them in your shoot, that's the time I suggest scheduling for. Through the summer, we can see the backdrop changing quite significantly. At the beginning of the summer, we see a lot of lush, green, very vibrant colours. And as we get to the end of the summer and into September, what we see is a lot more soft yellows and browns after the heat of that sun, and as we gently glide into autumn. Now, it's also possible to see lots of flowers at the beginning of the summer. So at the beginning of the summer, we'll often see things like buttercups growing amongst the grasses in the fields and parks. You might see some late blooming wisteria. And from mid-July through to early August, it's possible to have a photo shoot out in the lavender fields, which is also a really popular option. In the summer, if you have older children who can comfortably stay up late, then it's also possible to have a photo shoot in the evening. The golden hour is the period just after sunset and the couple of hours just before sunrise, and that time in the evening is a really beautiful time for outdoor family photographs. The reason for this is that the sun is really low in the sky and it creates this beautiful soft golden light. It's very flattering, very beautiful, and it makes for gorgeous outdoor photographs. So if your children are older, if they're not going to be past their bedtime and overtired in the evening close to sunset, then it's a really nice time for a photo shoot. So finally we come to autumn, and as the summer slides into autumn, we start to see lots of yellows and browns appearing. And as they mingle in with the greens of summer during September and early October, they can make a really beautiful backdrop for your photographs. If you'd like to capture the full colour of autumn in your photo shoot, then I recommend booking your shoot between mid-October and mid-November. This is usually when we see all of the autumn colour, and there are lots of leaves on the ground which also make a great backdrop for your photos, and it also means that you'll have the photos ready in time for Christmas. So I hope that this video has helped to give you a flavour of what you can expect from having an outdoor family photo shoot in each of the different seasons, and which the best months to book your photo shoot in are. If you have any other questions about scheduling a photo shoot, please do get in touch. I'm always happy to help. You can send me a message via my website using the contact form, or you can leave me a message in the comments below and I will get back to you.